It looks like your valiant knight and his band of merrymen can't save you now. You're the only one that's left. I wonder what to do.
You villains. Look what you've done. What kind of evil monsters would do this to good people? How could you?
I believe there's been a misunderstanding. These good people you speak of broke into our hideout and tried to leak information about us to the enemy. If anything, those are the villains, not us.
No. You're wrong. My fiancé was a good man. He did all this for me and you just took him away for what?
This is exactly why a lot of villains in media believe the concept of good and evil is completely subjective. No matter what I say, you'd still believe in your heart that we're the bad guys in your little story. Regardless, your fiancé most likely cared dearly for you when he chose to save you instead of finishing me off. He was more than capable of doing it. That's a very envious position to be in.
Wait. What are you saying?
I'm saying, we're sparing you tonight. Call us monsters, if you must. However, even we dark beings have standards.
No. Finish what you started. At least this way, I can be with Quake forever.
Pitiful. Why would any high-ranking monster waste their time devouring a mere child? That thought alone is a complete insult. Now leave before the other monsters here enslave you.
No, I'm too late. This can't be happening.
I take it you're with this lost child, correct? Don't worry. We didn't touch a single strand of hair on her head.
What about those other 7, huh? You clearly did more than touch a few strands. You're nothing but glorified monsters that go around slaying heroes.
Let's see. Monsters that go around slaying heroes. I got it. We'll be called the Hero Slayers. I say the name has a nice ring to it, don't you agree?
Even now, you find time to make light of this like some sick, twisted joke. If I had powers like Quake, I swear.
Whatever, you weak human. I find both you and this conversation very pointless right now. Here's your only chance. Leave this place now and never return. If this girl tries this again, I personally will show her no mercy next time.
Even after all that, there was still more.
When they returned from their flight, only tragic news awaited Klein, JSA, and the family members of the deceased.
The story you are about to hear is true. Only the names have been changed. Only the names have been changed. Here, only the names have been changed. The story you are about to hear is true. Only the names have been changed. Only the names have been changed. Here, only the names have been changed. The story you are about to hear is true. Only the names have been changed. Only the names have been changed. Here. Only the names have been changed. The story you are about to hear is true. Only the names have been changed. Only the names have been changed. Here. Names have been changed.
Ever since that day, a memorial has been dedicated to the fallen Great Seven of JSA. In their final moments, prior to anything happening, Quake did say if the mission did fail, that both Violet and her retainer would be given sanctions up until somebody else took their place. But the issue was, nobody else wanted to do this mission. And just mentioning going back to that country and fighting against the Hero Slayers immediately deterred anyone from wanting to do the mission. And this same cycle continued on for the next 5 years until our team came along and decided to help them.
Goodness, that can't be right. Why on earth would their family members suddenly blame you for the Great Seven's death? That's horrible.
They should. I practically led them all to their deaths. It was all my fault that JSA wanted nothing to do with me. Afterwards, our mission was put on the blacklist and marked as S-ranked.
I believe you've experienced societal gaslighting. If anything, the Hero Slayers are the ones responsible for their deaths, not you. It appears this is a classic case of hurt people hurting other people on a psychological level. Very sad if you ask me. By the way, whatever did happen to Rick? How is he taking this whole ordeal?
He left JSA shortly afterwards on a quest for vengeance. Rick said even if it took the rest of his life, he was going to find that third party who ratted Luna and Sol out that night. Rick swore up and down that the Mubarak was already aware of their presence and they fell right into their trap. That's why you all have no idea how overjoyed both Klein and I were once you decided to help us. JSA wanted us gone, but didn't know how to get rid of us.
So, that's why Klein said they were going to ship the two of you off to God knows where. It all makes sense now. But why didn't you all just come clean with us from the beginning? When we vowed to protect you, didn't we mean it?
You'd be surprised how many other teams started out like your group. Very eager to help. Once they knew the history, they scattered like leaves in the wind. That's when we decided to stop talking about it. It only made people more afraid and less willing to help.
Well, considering our situation, our team desperately needed a mission, so we weren't that picky.
That's right. Why was your team in such a rush to leave Montero Valley? Not only that. Of all the JSA teams I've seen, yours is definitely the smallest. It was just you and your fairy companion when we first met. Also, how did you come across having a fairy for a companion in the first place?
That's right. I've often wondered that myself.
Well, it's no secret. If you all want to know, I'll gladly tell you. In fact, I'll even tell you all that this is my very first mission for JSA, and I'm this year's unofficial member.
Wait. Did you say unofficial? Does that mean what I think it does?
That I got the infamous book everyone thought was a dud? Yes, I did. Since you finally came clean with us, I figure I should do the same.